We have seen power law on networks. There is a different kind of power law that is in play in nature, right? And we're going to study more about it in this chapter, in this particular lecture. So let me write more power law. So this is mostly outside the realms of graphs and networks. Okay, so let's go to a bookstore. So assume you go to a bookstores and you browse through some books, right? Go to a bookstore and you see a book one, and there are several books in the shelf, as you know. I'm not good at drawing, but let me make some attempts to write books. So here's a bookstore with a lot of books. All right, books. There are different types of books, different genres. Okay, now there is a huge collection. Generally, as you would have observed, there's generally huge collection of books. And the question is, why would a bookstore have such huge collections? Right? Firstly, there are different genres of books. There's a huge collection. Why would anyone have something like this? Right? If I were to run a bookstores, I would simply have the bestsellers. Right? I would simply have the bestsellers. So roughly, let me assume that 10% of the books that are there in the bookstores are bestsellers. Bestsellers. So why not keep just the 10% of it and discard the remaining 90%? It only makes sense, you see. Right? If I were the bookshop owner, I would simply keep the bestsellers and discard the rest. Why then? Why then do bookstores, any big bookstore that you visit, they have a whole lot of books? Why can't they just keep the bestsellers? Now, what's the obvious answer to this question? The obvious answer to this question is that we should probably ask this question in a different way. I should plot this graph. Okay, let me just make it clear to you people. Slightly involved. I will see the first most popular book. Okay, and the second most popular book, the third most popular book, so on and so forth. Assume I have some 5,000 such books. Okay, so what is my x-axis? My x-axis is going to be popularity rank of the book. These are books sorted according to popularity. According to popularity. Fine. What is on the y-axis? It is the sales of these books. The sales of these books. Obviously, the first ranked book will obviously have very high sales. Second ranked book will have slightly less sales. Third rank, that's what you mean by ranking, you see. Correct? Evidently, there will be this power law like distribution. Correct? Correct? So, let me join these points, and as you can see, it will be a curve like this. Now this looks like the same old theory of power law, but power law is slightly different. As you know, it's about the distribution of the node degree, correct? So, but the curve here resembles that. Now, let's get back to our question. Let me go to the previous slide and let me help you remind. Let me see the question that I asked. Why not have only the bestsellers and discard the not so bestsellers? Okay, I'm going to discard this and only retain this. Why? Because if my profit is mainly based on my bestsellers, why then have these The remaining stuff, 90% of the books are not bestsellers. Let me just discard them. So what is so wrong about this hypothesis of my bookstore business that I'm going to start very soon of only the bestsellers? Well, that's where we need science, rather smart accountancy or smart economics, understanding of economics of the situation. What we should do is think for a minute. What one should look at is what is the amount of sales of the top few. Let's say, let me just take the first 10, which is, let's say here, the first 5 or first 10, whatever that is. Let's say first 10 rank books, top 10 rank, the first 10 books. I will see what is the sales of this. Okay, a very small, a very whatever, I mean, it doesn't take a lot of time for you to think what is the answer for this. Let me just write that down so that it sinks into our minds. My question is, what is the total profit that I might possibly make, profit due to the top ranked books? What do I mean by this? I just mean what exactly, a minute's thought will tell you. All I'm trying to say here is what is this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this. So basically it is the area below this curve, right? I mean, whatever is the area, that will denote what will that denote? That will denote the total profit, total sales rather, not necessarily profit. I think I should remove the word profit here. It's not profit, it's the sales. What is the total sales due to the top ranked books? It's going to be this curve, correct? Undoubtedly, this is going to tell me what is the sales due to the top ranked books. And the remaining stuff, which is this, will tell me what is my sales, so on. This will go on, as you know, right? This will extend. This doesn't stop here. It just extends to all 5,000 books. What does this denote? This denotes what? Sales due to, line here, sales due to less popular books, less popular ones. So what am I trying to say here? All I'm trying to say here is I am looking at my sales due to my popular products versus sales because of my niche product. If this sales is very high, now please note, these are the sales because of bestsellers. Just because they are bestsellers and just because they sell in big numbers doesn't mean that they make most of my complete sales. So a good question for you all to ask, which I'm sure this is running in your mind already, is what percentage of my sales is this and what percentage is this? To get you a clear understanding, I think you people should rather not see the curve this way, which is slightly misleading. You must know that the curve here, the blue line extends like this. So does the white line here, the x-axis, and then the area below the curve also extends like this. So a good question for one to ask here is, what percentage is this? Okay, what percentage is this and what percentage is this, right? Just in case this was only 20%, you know what where I'm getting at right now. This will be 80%. Now you know very well that I cannot have my bookstores with just the popular products. I need the niche products too. Niche means the less popular ones. Okay, so what are all here? As you can see, let's say the past bestsellers might be here. A bestseller will be a bestseller for a few months and then it will come here, right? Or maybe less popular books. science books, unfortunately, are less popular because not many people read it. So more scientific books are all here, more technical books are all here, novels and all the masala stuff is here. Although you see that this may not be a big chunk of your sales, it can just be 20%, and this can be 80%. So the point here is you may want to concentrate on this more than this. Although your sales is mainly because of the best-selling books, so you think, if you write a curve like this and then see, you will realize that it may not be so. One thing that you all must observe is this. Do you think a book here continues to stay here? It will probably come somewhere here very soon, right? Every bestseller has its shelf life. After a while, it will stop being a bestseller and it will become a niche product. It will become a classic, right? So it's very interesting to see how this curve continues to stay like this, where more popular stuff keeps coming here and less popular stuff with time goes to this part of the curve. And what is more interesting is what exactly is the percentage? 20%, 80% is what I'm saying. It could be different. So in your business, you may have to see what is the popular products, popular versus the niche ones. You should have a good understanding of this ratio. It could be 80%. I'm sorry. This is whatever I said. 20% and 80%, or this could be 30% and 70%, or it could be 50% and 50%. It's always observed that something like this never happens. Something like this never happens. It is slightly on the higher side. The niche is on the higher side. Popular is slightly on the lower side, right? So this speaks in volumes on why when you go to a bookstore, you have all sorts of products. You cannot just keep the best-selling ones, right? This is generally true no matter what business you're thinking of. Let's say the kind of videos that people watch on YouTube. YouTube cannot afford to keep only the most watched videos, saying that people who watch these videos less, videos which are being watched less should just be removed, right? So the big chunk of what people watch is probably indeed the niche ones. Is probably the niche ones and less so of the popular ones. Okay, so this has been there historically in sciences. People have observed this property in many walks of science. One such thing is a very interesting fact, which is, let me try plotting and then tell you what's this. If you look at the word frequency, let's not get lost. I just started off with this bookstore example, and then I showed you this phenomena that happens, and then I told you that popular sales of popular products are sort of less in ratio as compared to the niche products. And we also observed that a product that is there as a popular product might become a niche product. It is interesting to see how this curve is preserved throughout in sales, right? Okay, so isn't this very similar to what happens in general with notes as well? A note that is popular may not continue to be popular with time. It might become less popular and it might go this side, right? What kind of questions do you have in mind? In fact, one can ask several research questions on this topic. So just write to me over email in case you want some cool questions on this topic. There are several very nice questions that one can attempt that the world doesn't know, rather. Okay, so I was trying to plot something very interesting about English language, about your English language. Okay. If you take up the most popular word in English, which is the most frequently used word in English, call it the first ranked word, and the second most frequently used word in English, call it the second ranked word, and the third most frequently used English used word in English, call it third rank, and so go on and write down all the words. Let's say there are n words in English. You write n units on x-axis, English, and then you see what is the number of times, what is the proportion of times that you use this word. The first ranked word, how many times, what percentage is its usage. For example, in a document, if you think the word the is most frequently used, I will ask what percentage of the document is it frequently used. Okay, so the plot looks again similar to this. Okay, and then if you join these points, you'll get a power law like that's not a good way to write a curve. Okay, and you will again get a curve like this, and this curve is known to follow this function 1 over k. So if this is k, this will be 1 over k. Now, of course, I've used a scaled y-axis, so this might appear to be like a this distance seems the same as this distance, but don't mind my drawing. The fact is, this turns out to be 1 by k. If you look at the distribution of words in English language based on their ranking, sorted based on their ranking, and this is popularly called the Zipf's law. You can take a look at it on the internet. It's a very popular law found several decades ago, and this again says that the amount of frequently used words in English, the same old theory back again. If you see, there is this part of the curve which talks about the frequently used words in English. These are the words that are very frequently used, rather popular words, and this side is the sort of less popular words. But if you see, this tail goes on like this. Okay, this is a big percentage. This is a big percentage. I mean, the area here is way bigger compared to the area here. This is a smaller percentage. Again, this is observed in words too. No, so getting back to where we started from, it is not just true in bookstores like business. It's also true in English language. Now that's surprising. It's observed in many places, right? And this is called the fat tail phenomena. Rather, the long tail, not the fat tail. It's called the long tail. The long tail. What does the long tail mean here? I'm sure you all have guessed what I'm trying to say here. By this I mean this part of the curve. This part of the curve is it goes on like this. It starts from here. It goes on like this. Given that this tail is longer, whatever this part of the curve resembles a tail of an animal. That's probably the reason why they call it the long tail. Since it is long, it adds to a whole lot of the area as compared to the popular part of the curve. Right? So that is why this is called the long tail phenomena. What is long tail phenomena? Long tail phenomena is nothing but the fact that so the popular products are less in number, although they're popular, and less popular products are more in number, although they're less popular. They sort of dominate the space.